Well, the topic of today is, love versus fear. In the absence of love, all we have left is fear. So, you know, the reason that this is important is because whenever we are interacting in our life with our family members, our kids, our parents, our siblings, as well as the people that we work with and interact with every day. If you're in the service industry like myself, um, then you're constantly helping clients. You know, we're being of service to other people. We have to come from a place of love. Without a doubt, we should always strive to do everything possible to come from a place of love. Okay, so what are examples of fear? Examples of fear are anger. Somebody getting angry. Why is that person really getting angry? Well, you made me upset. Upset about what? Well, because you did this, and that. Okay. But aren't we all in control of our own emotions? If somebody does something, if they choose to live their life a certain way, why should that make you upset? It's part of life. It's normal. Everybody has the right to live their life however they want to, you know. Of course, if they're being harmful towards someone, that's a different story. And that can create anger as well. That can create fear as well. And those are human emotions that we all experience, and that's completely fine. But we don't have control over that. What we have control over is how we respond. And that's when we must choose love, right? If somebody makes me angry, makes you angry, um, if they purposely or unpurposely, due to negligence, they choose to do something, you know. I don't want to pick an example because it can be interpreted in so many different ways. But you can think of something, that where someone has made you angry, and how did you respond? Did you did you think about your response? Did you come from a place of love? You know, I think that's so important as we move forward through life. Um, you know, if when I look at my life and I look at my relationship with my wife and my kids, I want to make sure that if a typical argument is, um, why didn't you put away your toys, right? Kids not putting away their toys. It frustrates me. There's no doubt about that. But if I come to my kids with that sense of frustration, um, they are going to be less responsive and less accepting of my of my request for them to be organized. And But if I come to them in a calm way, and I come from a place of love, and hey, um, I think we should organize. Let me help you. Why don't we do this before having dinner, or whatever else? Then they're more likely to go ahead and organize their toys or their clothes or their room or whatever mess they've made, right? But if I come to them angry and upset and everything else, what am I really teaching my kids? What is that saying about me? You know, um, well, in my opinion, what that's saying about me is that I'm not able to handle a little bit of disorganization from my kids. And is that the message that I want to send my kids? Is that the message that I want to send to the world? Is that how I want to act? No. Is that how you want to act? Probably not. I think we all want to send our kids a message of love and compassion, patience, understanding, and all of that, right? But why do we overreact sometimes? Why don't we just stop and think, right? And that's why I wanted to make this video. We talk about fear, and we talk about love, and I think that that love always wins. It has to prevail. Even if our children are even when we're being patient with our children and they're not responding and they continue to test us and um, they continue to act out and not behave well. I think that's especially important for us to continue to show patience and let them learn from us that we can be patient and that things are going to be okay. You know, so that's my piece on that. I think I want to take it further. You know, um, uh, love versus fear. And I want to talk about other things like, for example, we can talk about um, the constant battle that we all have with money. And maybe not all of us, but um, the vast majority of the population is not uh, considered to be rich or wealthy or well off. But whenever I have conversations with my clients or conversations with my friends or my peers, there's always this underlying, um, I guess, worry about money. And if we're worried, then that means that we have a fear. And that's a fear of poverty, fear of rejection, a fear of missing out on opportunities, um, you know, those kinds of things. And so, rather than coming from that approach, when I take a look at the people that in my social circle that are in the higher income brackets or that have uh, a higher net worth of wealth, those people tend to have a different energy about them. They look at money as an abundance thing, where the more that they serve people, the more that they provide to the world, they're just confident and comfortable that money's just going to come to them as they need it. You know, um, there obviously has to be a sense of responsibility as well that comes along with that, right? I don't think that money is something that should be just irresponsibly used, thrown away, partying or alcohol or gambling, those kinds of things. They tend to affect people quite negatively for the most part, right? There's always an exception to every rule. But money should actually be looked at responsibly. You should be doing a budget. You should be, looking at it on a regular basis. Some people look at it daily. Some people look at it weekly. Some people look at it monthly. But whatever's within your comfort zone, you should be looking at it. And if you're married or in a relationship with someone, um, taking a look at your finances together so that you're both on the same page is also very important, because I think that's going to help the couples be on the same page and reduce the amount of stress that finances can bring into families and cause divorce and separation. I know that in my first marriage, finances were a big point of contention. But when I look at how we managed money, there was no no peace or order back in that time. Looking at it now, we with in my new family, my new relationship, it's a completely different story, and I can attest to the fact that having both people work towards the same goals financially significantly reduces the amount of stress and and worry that comes with that, right? So again, fear versus love, right? Do we want to take a look at money from a place of fear and scarcity, where we're worried that we are going to be homeless, lose our jobs, or whatever the case might be? Or do we want to take a look at money from a place of love and abundance, where we know that, hey, like money is a necessity of life. It's out there. Everybody has access to it. Um, you know, all we have to do is be of service to people, and then money flows our way. That's you know that's kind of the approach that I've been taking to it over the last few years, and it's certainly changed a lot of things. So um, yeah, so that's really it. So to summarize, fear versus love, and how can you apply fear? Oh, sorry. How can you apply love when you're interacting within your sphere of influence, particularly your family, your children, your spouse, your partner, and of course, the people that you work with, your friends, um, clients. Want to make sure that we're always approaching the people that we interact with on a daily basis from a place of love, compassion, understanding, rather than looking at it from fear, being too pushy about your opinions, whatever. Just be open-minded, heart, share where we think you can help, you know, and come from a place of love. And same thing when it comes to managing our finances and earning money and spending money. It's all part of life, and if we come from a place of scarcity where we think that we don't have enough, then of course what we focus on expands. We won't have enough. But if we start thinking, hey, there is enough, and I'm fine, and I can give more, and I can service more, and focus on those things, then I think money will always be abundant in our lives. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening. If you want to subscribe to my channel, by all means, please do so. I'd love to hear your comments on this, so please, put them in the comment section below. I'd love to have some interaction with people around this, and see where we can take this community, in terms of living our best life and going through this journey together. Okay? Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I look forward to seeing your comments. Take care. Bye.